I'm very big on the law of attraction. I'm big on mindset. I'm big on law of vibration. Big on the science of success is not working hard. It's working hard on yourself. Meaning that if you get the mindset right, if you get the intention right, if you get the right energy, you will attract the right opportunity.
What's up, guys? It's me, J. Christ, and welcome to the episode 9 of the Design Live Show. For this week episode, I had a super humbling experience to talk and connect with one of the best coach from the sunny Philippines, Jon Herrera. Jon is a visionary entrepreneur, serial investor, and transformative life and business coach. Our chat was started on sharing his journey from the ground and up. We had a mind-blowing yet fun conversation about money mindset, the importance of knowing your whys, problems about leadership and education here in the Philippines. We discussed about it and the limitless living, shared a lot of values on how you can be successful that people constantly undervalue these days, and a lot more. So make sure you stick around, and of course I welcome you to the ninth episode of the Design Live Show. So thank you so much for the support to those who are listening, and keep supporting the show. Thank you so much. Huge thanks for all of you, and of course, if you want to support the show, you can go to jchristebes.com/support. That's jchristebes.com/support, and you can learn more about it there. So there's tons of way to support. Another way to support the show is to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. It's the same, just to clarify, because they rebranded a few months ago. So thank you so much again, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you found this valuable, please share it so we can reach more people. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this episode.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to have you on the show. It's a huge. It's super humbling to have you on the show. So thank you for accepting my invitation. So we've met online. So you've been referred by Christoph, which is a good friend.
Of course.
I met on Startup PH group. So
Great.
Yeah, that was the power of technology. So how are you?
I'm good, man. I like what you're doing. I think today, what entrepreneurs are doing now is they're using technology not only to connect, create connections, but also to inspire and teach people in the new, the generation below, our millennials or whatever, zillennials. That information is power, and I'd love to share stories that can inspire people to create more success, abundance, whether it may be business or words or stories that can inspire people. So I think what you're doing is great. I'm a big fan of people who love podcasts, who share podcasts. But yeah, I've been also wanting to do podcasts. I have no time to do it as much because I travel a lot. I'm happy that I'm here on the show, and just how can I help you guys and your listeners? What do you think your listeners would like to know of what I can share to them?
We can. I think we can start for your. If you can share your personal background and what are you doing?
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So my background actually is let's just go, just to build some context. I'm Filipino. I was born in the Philippines during the Marcos area. Our family. I have 4 sisters. I'm the only boy. At that time, there was an opportunity for our family to move to the States at a young age, because my father was part of his father was actually part of the military in the Philippines. So he was born in the States.
Yeah.
So he was being trained there. So I think I have a good background in terms of learning culture. So from the Philippines, we moved to the States. at a young age. I lived in Long Beach, California, Los Angeles. So learned a lot of, things there, learned about culture, learned about my biggest learning there is I was very influenced by, music and hip hop, and I'm very passionate about music. So as well there, I learned also how to work, how to, do certain things. My mom and family had a family business. So at that time, it was a bakery. So I was working
Mhm.
very young at age 11, 12. I was learning how to do things, cooking, doing baking, decorating cakes. So I was really exposed to a hustler's mentality because back
Yes.
then, um, you're not served on a silver spoon. So don't expect like success was given to me. So that some people think that it was really
For
I
sure.
was born successful. And I think one of the things about success is that you need to go through a polishing phase. So at that time, one of the great things, I was living in a city called Long Beach. Long Beach is known for a lot of hip hoppers, DJs. Snoop
Yes.
Dogg was in our high school. A
Uh-huh.
lot of like Dr. Dre, all that. At
Dr.
that
Dre.
time, we'd see all these hip hop guys.
Yeah.
They were in our school, and they're literally there. So these guys were like famous at the time. But I was actually known for basically starting my passion in a career, which is DJing.
Yeah.
So I finished middle school there. I went to high school and college in the Philippines. So one of the things I learned back then was personal development. And I learned that you don't need to go to college to become successful. You
Mhm.
don't need to like have a typical traditional schooling background to know what you want. And I think younger in my days, I knew what I wanted. So at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I wanted to be in music. I wanted to open nightclubs. I wanted to be in entertainment. So I was very, very passionate about that.
Yes.
So I went to college. I went to CSB. It's not the course I wanted, but I would say college and these traditional, school systems taught me how to, build relationships and also be very aware of like how to build connections. So I'm very thankful for that. So during my stint as DJing, I was basically very good at two things. DJing, throwing events at the time, having access to new music and
Yeah.
really good parties. So at the
Marketing
time,
also, marketing, right?
so
So
yeah,
mhm.
marketing. Yeah, marketing was my thing because back then we didn't have social media. You
Yeah.
either knew and met a lot of people, you talk to people, and this is like nightclubs like Temple, V Bar, Embassy. Back then there was no Facebook or Twitter. It was
Mhm.
basically
Old
Friendster
school
was
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, multiply. So my job was really building relationships, throwing parties. So we're known for just being very, very successful at, throwing events, DJing, and you learn the business of music. You learn the business of marketing, business of a lot. So I learned a lot in my first successful venture, which was Embassy Club. Then we opened up, clubs like Privé, Aracama, Republic, and so
Wow.
forth. So we did a lot of events. So things that taught me in that environment is, you know, you can learn a lot from that environment. What
Mhm.
I'm very passionate about is mindset, how to be successful, and really discipline your mind and how to discipline yourself to create and attract whatever you want. So I was very, very, obsessed with success. So I
Mhm.
studied all the successful people. I'd read documentaries or watch documentaries,
Mhm.
biographies, read all the self-help books. If you saw
Yeah.
me on my
Mhm.
library, I have probably 800 books. People
Wow.
don't know my
It's
books
huge.
are from, everything from Jack Canfield to
Mhm.
spiritual to business. So I think a lot of my mentors are from authors. So what made me go into what I'm today? So at around 32, 33, I'm DJing. I've thrown successful parties. I've done these big events. Not only big events. We've done celebrity events, parties. Not only local celebrities, but like Little John, Steve Aoki. We were the first one to do
Yeah.
Avicii.
Mhm.
So I was doing all these events. But then I get old. You're 31, 32, and you want something different. So
You
fast
shift.
forward today.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I
Fast forward.
shifted. Basically,
Mhm.
fast forward today is like, something that's more fulfilling. And I think if
Yeah.
you look anywhere, the number one need is people want to learn how to become more successful, and
Mm-hmm.
how can they become more successful with money, and how they can attain their goals. And I think there's a huge gap in, in teaching people and in mentoring and coaching people. So that's why I'm coaching people. I teach people about money or business, or we teach a lot of people who own companies and run companies how to fix their problems, and it's all about training and coaching. So I'm very passionate about that. We have a group called Iron Plus Limitless, and we
Yes.
have a company that does seminars. We teach people about mindset. We teach people how to basically learn more about themselves, how to use your mind, and we teach people how to, also become better. I would say with money. So money is something. The number one search thing is
Yeah,
on
for
Google
sure.
is how to make more money, how to invest more money, how to save more money, how to get out of debt. So I think money is very a love and hate relationship for people.
Yeah,
So today,
this is
go
actually
ahead.
one of the great topic that I would like to ask you for
Sure,
sure.
sure.
Yeah, most of the we can call millennials or people in general, so they don't know how to invest, or
Correct.
they tend to uh uh what you call it, buy something that they don't
Yeah.
need. So
Yeah.
what can you say about that, and how can you advise them for that particular?
Sure.
Mhm.
So to be successful in money, actually, everything is basically a
Yeah.
program. You're running on a habit or program. So
Hmm.
I'll tell you four quadrants of wealth. It's earning, how you earn
Yeah.
money. Yeah, so earning is can be active income, passive income. It can be a job or investment. Second is how do you grow your money? Is your money growing when you're asleep? So do you have a way to grow your money when you're on weekends? Do you have ways to grow your money when you're falling asleep? Whatever. Just that's those are the principles. Third is how do you manage your money?
Yes.
Do you allocate for more in rent, or you have more in gas or food? So you have a basically a money blueprint. So you
Hmm.
have earning, growing, managing, and last is contribution. Do you tithe? Do you use it to invest in yourself and learn? So the reason why people are very, and especially Filipinos, have these habits is that no one really taught them. And the biggest gap is there's no formula that is taught in school. There's
Yeah.
no formula
Mhm.
taught in college. If you
100%.
go to
Yeah.
college, they said, we'll teach you how to add math. We'll teach you how to subtract math. We'll teach you about geometry or, obtuse, accused triangle, but no one tells you how to become really good in money. And I think that's not, that's on purpose. That's by design. Because I think school
Yeah.
really teaches you how to become employee mindset, independent job.
Mhm.
So what we teach people is what you all have a money blueprint. In that money blueprint, we see that your money habits are not your habits. You actually learn it from, a lot of it's actually you learn it from your parents.
Yeah.
So if you have a wealth mindset, you know that you have every month you can put money aside, you can do that. And people say, no, I have to make a lot of money to end up with a lot of money. That's actually wrong, because I have a
Mhm.
lot of people who make a lot of money and are in more debt and more broke. So it's not about making money; it's how to make your money, what you call asset allocation.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that you have a money blueprint or program running. So you either get it from parents, you either get it from social media, you
Yeah.
either get it from marketing. And these triggers and habits teach you how to invest on the wrong things. That's why people buy gadgets, people buy watches, people buy cars, getting into more debt, free credit card, free debit card, free whatever, anything that would
Mhm.
give you access to a quick, I would say, a quick happy moment of buying something. And if you look at Philippines, we're designed that everywhere you go, you're in the mall.
Yeah.
You're Ayala
It's
FM.
been part of
So
the
syempre,
culture. Yeah.
you're triggered. You're going to shop. You're going to eat. You're going to go watch a movie. So you're basically conditioned to basically buy something.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
usually at the mall, syempre, my ATM, you go there. But once you realize you're under the month, you're like, what do I need to do? Do I have to work harder? Do I have to loan? Do I have to get a credit card? And that's where you get stuck. So
Mhm.
I think for a lot of people is number one is like you have to have a goal in life in terms of what you want. Because sometimes when you go around the malls and you have goals, you won't make these decisions, and you have to have some type of discipline. And I think what people who are very successful in money, don't like to show off their money. They don't need to have the newest gadgets. They don't
Yeah.
have to have the newest cars. So a lot of it, I would say, that that get people in trouble, and I'll be also, a victim of it, is trying to impress people
Mm-hmm.
with, cars or watches or new gadgets or whatever that what you call, you're not living within your means, and
Mm-hmm.
you make these decisions based off looking good or feeling good or pakul pakul. So you have to
Yeah.
realize that these decisions are not the best decisions, but you have to make them in life. You have to make wrong decisions to know what the right decisions are. And you learn that from other people's mistakes, or I learn that from your mistakes. So money is a very, very a sensitive topic, especially for millennials. Why? Because
Yeah.
a lot of Filipinos now, I would say, when they're 60, I would say 80 to 90% still depend on parents or depend on kids. And a lot of the
100%. Yeah.
OFWs are actually, sending back money here. And I realize, what do they do with that money? Oh, they gamble, they spend on this, they buy businesses that they don't know how to run. So also poor investment decisions. So if you were to say what is the best way, is get very educated. You have to be an expert at money, and you really have to be passionate about how money works. And if you don't know how money works, you won't know how to master money. And that's why you need podcasts like this to teach
Mm-hmm.
people.
Yeah.
That's why in this business, school's not going to teach people how to become millionaires. It's going to be content. It's going to be podcasts. It's going to be seminars. It's going to be rich dad, poor dad, yung mga ganun ka-type na
Books. Yeah.
seminars. And it's education. But
Mm-hmm.
syempre, people don't realize that that's the secret. It's really uh, mastering money is mastering, going through so
Yeah.
much reading. And I feel that that is something that lacks into Philippine culture. So yeah, basically, money
Yeah.
is something
Mm-hmm.
that very, very a topic that people want to master, but they don't realize. Parang Jay, like they want to lose weight, pero why do you still eat rice? Why do you? I know you don't work out. It's still
Uh,
basic. You have to decide. You have to make a decision, and you have
mhm.
to decision that I want to be successful, regardless if I'm making 10,000 or 15,000 or 100,000. You have to decide to make success choice
Yeah.
with the sacrifices.
This
So I think that's some.
mhm.
Go ahead.
Actually, based on your explanation, mindset really uh, a key, right? So uh, in terms of coaching, you don't really you don't encapsulate it with in terms of money mindset. It's really personal thing, right? So
Yeah.
how do you maximize the growth of someone with your coaching? So personally, uh, not only for money. So
So basically, if you have a
mm,
client or coaching somebody,
yeah,
they have to be coachable. If
yeah,
they're not coachable, there's
for sure.
you can't maximize any, because the thing is, there's this thing, you don't know what you don't know, and if they're
Matitigas
not
ulo.
aware, yeah, and if they're not willing to change, you can't help people. And
Mhm.
then the thing is, you have to be coachable. Two, they have to be accountable for the
Yeah.
results. So
Mhm.
you need to have them accountable. Like, okay, sabi mo, you'll be parang ganyan, traffic. So if it's traffic, why are you still late? I go, naman traffic every day. So why are you still coming at 8:30? Alam mo pasok 8 a.m. So people like to make excuses. People like to give blame to other things. But
Victim
in life, in
mentality. Yeah.
reality, yeah, you need to have that victorious
Mhm.
responsibility. And the moment you stop blaming and take 100% responsibility of everything, your life will change. Your money, your relationships, your leadership, your abundance, and you start saying, "Kuwao naman ako." It's not going to work like that. And this doesn't just go for money. This goes for the things that you want in life. Because with a proper mindset,
Mhm.
I would say 90% of the people that have the things that they want, they came from zero. Because everyone
Yeah.
naman comes from zero.
Yeah.
Diba? You don't come born with a time deposit or have mutual funds account. But the way you use your mind is something that's underrated, and people think, oh, I'll just invest here in mayaman ako. No, it's a daily discipline. And I feel that if you realize that if you do take responsibility and accountability, you have no more reason to blame Duterte, Aquino, EDSA. There's no Uber. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
taking control of my life. I'm doing whatever it takes. and this is it. I'm successful regardless. So wala nang mga victim mentality, victim mindset, victim self-talk. And I think that's really what we need to break the habit of. Like, for you to have power, you have to take your power back.
Yeah, I'm super agree with that. So actually, I'm very fan of good leaderships or great leadership. I think most of the problems come from uh, bad actors or bad leaders. So
Yeah,
and how when we say leadership, so how do you find yourself as a leader? And actually, this is really a very broad, or
yeah,
yeah, it's tricky. So can you explain more how you coach and how your leadership uh,
yeah, yeah.
takes role? Yeah.
For any type of leader, I mean,
Mhm.
there's good and bad leaders, but you always
Yeah,
wanna, if you want anything that you see in somebody, you can model success. Sabi mo, acting actor. If
100%.
you
Yeah.
want to be like FPJ, then syempre, you dress like FPJ, then syempre, idol siya. If you want to be like, a certain, like Chris Aquino, you model. But, I think leadership is really starts with self-leadership. Can you lead yourself first before looking up to leaders to lead you? A lot of people actually look for other people to lead them, but the way you really have to, what really is leadership is really taking 100% responsibility, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of anything, and making decisions. And decisions can be wrong or right, but a lot of people don't know how to make decisions, and they're stuck in life at a job that they don't like, that they hate. And by the time they end up, they're already 60 years old. And a lot of people like to sit on it and they're like, no, tomorrow, tomorrow. And a lot of people are driven and by fear, which doesn't give them any type of decisions, and they think they have no options, but when they do, and I think leadership is looking at fear and say, you know what, I have one life to live, and I really will make this the I'll maximize it. And leadership is making these decisions that are scary, that are bold, and really having faith and trust in the process, because everything is a process. And you know there's no, with a reward there's risk, but we don't know what, no one really promises tomorrow that
Yeah.
you're gonna exist. And people think that, and that's what we call that's the comfort zone. And you don't realize that comfort zone is what we always say is the danger zone. So if you're living in a danger zone, you realize that is the worst part to be in, because you're not growing, you're not learning, and you're only swimming in a shallow water that you're not willing to explore. And the best part of life is going to the water that has the better, you see everything, you see the colors, you see the corals, you see other types of people. There are sharks, there are
Yeah.
dolphins, but the thing is, life is meant to be experienced, not to be hiding and wondering and worried what's going to go wrong. And I think
Mhm.
that's leadership for me, is really going out there and experiencing life. And Filipinos love to experience life, but they're also more
For
of,
sure.
they like to sit on the bench before, they're actually the player. Everyone wants to sit on the bench, but not be LeBron and take the shot and do the training and become, do the work
Just
and
do
the
it right.
sacrifice. Yeah, so a lot of people are just, what do you call that, must bystanders. So
Bystander.
and if you're not looking to play the game and lean in and get some bruise, that's the best part of life.
Mhm.
And the usual excuses is like, baka I might get hurt, baka I lose
Yeah.
money, but that's life, and you have to experience by trial and error. And failure is a process that you need to pay your tuition fee before you get into develop success. And that's really part, whether it be about money or
Yeah.
career or being a good at a doctor or anything. The best people who master the craft are well paid and well rewarded. And I think we need to encourage more people to really go into that level of mindset, like not perfectionist but excellence. Excellence is
Mhm.
is a,
Yeah, super agree with that. I don't know if I can add something with that. It's super
yeah, you
valuable.
feel,
So what I can add is also is, I think you have to be aware, or you have a solid self-awareness for for yourself, or
That is the
uh,
key. That is the key.
yeah, that,
Awareness. Because if you don't know what's wrong, you don't know what's wrong.
yeah. That's it, really. There you go, guys. Jon Herrera. So mostly I think you wear different hats. So how do
Yeah.
you handle, what is the typical day of Jon Herrera?
Yeah. Also, for me, I like to put structure in. Currently, I think for me to maximize and grow, you need to develop leaders. If any
Yeah.
business, whether you're in sales, I mean insurance or investments or MLM or any type of organization, everyone's shifting as leadership to become a better leader. I think you need for you to create any type of excellence in your organization, you have to have a philosophy of nonstop growth, constant improvement, and accountability. And now they're realizing that managing and bosses are no longer needed because they're
Hmm.
in environments like millennials who work in startup companies that are not taking jobs for the pay. They're taking jobs of the culture. They're taking jobs of the passion, and they don't want these big, cool, big office jobs. They want something niche. They want passion. They want fulfillment. And I think a lot of it is, developing a culture in your company or in your team and a philosophy that, this company needs to be, attract self-starters. This company. So a lot of it is spending time with key people, doing a lot of mentorship, training and developing. And I would say it's just like having children. You need to develop people. You need to grow them. You have to set goals with them, not order them, not be a police, and get. I would say the hardest thing, especially in building companies, is getting people to think,
Yeah.
because the old style is basically order taker. But if you're not setting leadership and giving them to grow, it's very, very, uh, it's going to be very hard to grow a company if you're expecting to take orders. So there's a big shift in building companies and awareness of teaching people how to grow successful
Hmm.
businesses. So for me, I'm very, very flexible. I don't need to be in an office.
Yeah. Hmm.
I have key meetings. I have key people. I meet with them. I have client meetings. But back then, I thought the busier are the more successful, which is very
Hmm.
wrong. I mean, busy is different from
Agree. Hmm.
productive. So
Yeah.
back then, I used to have two phones. I used to have three assistants. I would always have to be on a laptop, be first at the office. Now I'll wake up at 5 or 6, 6, 7. Then I'll work out. I'll listen to books. I'll go on technology. I'll be on a Zoom call. I'll listen to audiobooks. I'll have key meetings. So set direction, have a blueprint. Key office, visits, have key trainings, mentorships. So a lot of it is strategic, like having one-on-one with your team leaders, having, one day with your core team and sitting down goals and setting like objectives and giving them to feedback, like what's going on, rather
Hmm.
than saying do this, do this, do this. So I think the John of 2018 is more, I
Hmm.
would say, strategic. You have
Yeah.
to conserve energy. You have to leverage and hire great people and train great people and attract
Hmm.
talent and develop talent. So I thought I could do everything myself, which is you get burnout, you get sick, you get tired, but you have like 40 other minds who you can leverage. So a lot of it is really building successful teams,
Hmm.
teaching them successful values that they can groom them, whether it may be books, events, invest in their seminars, invest in training, invest in, key strategic and leverage. It's like leverage is the root word is lever. And lever is parang ano, when you pick up a car, di ba, when you have a flat tire,
Yeah.
meron kang lever. Siyempre, lever is basically you can do 20x the weight with one
One.
lighter weight.
Yeah.
So you need leverage, and with leverage, you can really grow businesses. You can train other people, and you teach other people to teach people. So if I were to say coaching is very teaching and giving people awareness, giving insights, but it's not telling them what to do because I want to learn from them. I'm
Hmm.
actually learning from people who are better than me, and I'm also learning from people younger than me. There are other ways that are better than my way, and I'm never the person to say I'm the rightest person, but a lot of people learn from me from my
Hmm.
mistakes and also learn from their mistakes. So it's very collaborative. And like today,
Yeah.
after that, I have meetings, sometimes meetings till 9, 10 p.m.
Wow.
If I have to meet clients, I'll jump on a call. But I use technology a lot. Definitely not
Technology.
as
Yeah.
yeah. So I also think of my health. I need to make sure I'm drinking like a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
That's my source of energy. Drinking a lot of water, drinking espresso shots, having vitamins, eating the right food. Because to be successful in a
Yeah.
business, you have to have the right energy levels. So energy is key, and everything in business is about having the energy to execute any big vision and do successful things and big things. So I'm very aware about what type of food I'm bringing into my body, and also I'm very keen on what type of people around me. So there's no negative
Yeah.
people around
Mhm.
me. I don't have complainers. I don't. I make sure my energy around these people are very positive and they're very focused.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's systematic, but if you do it consistently, it's going to be like compound interest. It builds, and it grows by itself. You can't. It's like a tidal wave. You can't stop it anymore.
Yeah, that's it. Just to recap what John said. So, learn the money mindset and leverage your growth and of course strategize. That's what we can learn from John. So strategy is really one of the big factor why people is so successful. They
Yeah.
yeah. So that's it. That I can't add anymore. So that's really valuable right there, guys. So make sure to take note of that. I'm sure you will learn from it. So for to end the show. Of course, Jon Herrera is really well known as a coach, as an entrepreneur. So, uh, I just like want to know what is the pan pack about you na hindi pa alam ng mga uh, na kino-coaching mo ng mga audience mo. So, what is the
Oh man, in terms of me, like from a fact na no one really knows. No one really knows actually
Mhm.
that I'm. People take me so seriously. People don't
Yeah.
know I'm actually. I like to play around the most. Because I think people
Mhm.
watch too many Filipino movies that they're so serious, and when they see you as an authority figure, they can't have fun. But really, I'm a fun person. I mean,
Yeah, that's
people who knew me my past life, I would be the life of the party or be the most makulit or the pinaka clown. But people don't realize I'm very, very, very crazy, and I love
mhm.
to become, very energetic and have fun.
Yeah.
And fun is
Mhm.
usually something I don't really express because people are so serious. But people don't realize I'm the loudest laugher, and I talk a lot. But maybe people don't know realize like I love pets. I love dogs. I'm a big fan of just anything that's parang makulit and just so fun and corny. Like I'm so corny. Like but people don't realize if I'm on my headphones, people think, oh, John's always I know
Yeah.
listening to music. I probably go through 4 books or 8 books a day.
Mhm. Wow.
So I realize I read 8 books a day, and
Mhm.
sometimes 8 chapters. And I'm a fast
Yeah.
reader, so before I used to read 2 books a day, but not because I like it, because I read it, I learn new things. I read it, I learn new things, and I synthesize it and I process it. And people realize, why do you read the book paulit ulit? It's like I got the idea.
Mhm.
Parang I
But you
it's
would like
creating.
to
Yeah, I process it more.
process it.
So
Yeah. Mm.
so people don't realize you don't need parang it's like you eat tuyo at one time. Masarap kasi tuyo. I want to eat tuyo every day. Yeah, yeah. That's also people don't know. I love tuyo. I love
Yeah, to your guys. So
yeah.
now you know. What's your for the I don't so that's really the last question, but I would like to ask you more. What's your best book that you can recommend for our listeners?
The best book that will probably need to
Mm-hmm.
realize, and I've been very in you got to understand now.
Yeah.
There is a balance with success where people think it's action, action, action. And there's also a balance with what you call like spirituality, metaphysics, law of attraction. That action doesn't really create attraction. I think what I'm trying to communicate with my I'm in investment and coaching. I started that about 2 years ago. I have no experience in
Mm-hmm.
investments in terms of coaching. building a company. But currently, our team is a number one in Philippines, and I don't know
Wow.
that. And there are people in this business na 20 years na hindi pa number one in 15 years. So our philosophy is that, I'm very big on the law of attraction. I'm big on mindset. I'm big on law of vibration. Big on the science of success is not
Mhm.
working hard. It's working hard on yourself. Meaning that if you get the mindset right, if you get the intention right, if you get the right energy, you will attract the right opportunity. And I know people, and see people effortlessly attracting millions, and they're not working. Hindi sila stress, and they're not working. They're not in struggle. So there is parang an awareness that I'm trying to communicate. You need to have a great work ethic. You have to have, you can work hard but not have a struggle. But if you get the mindset right, I would say
Mhm.
90% mindset, 10% mechanical strategy. But the mindset is you need to attract the right people, the right investors, the right business. And people are always saying, how? Get the mindset right first, set a goal, have a vision. And the hardest thing for people cannot understand that the how will show up. And they have this saying in
Yeah.
coaching:
Mhm.
if the intention is clear, the mechanism will appear.
Mhm.
Meaning, if you have a desire, you want to see yourself, you don't know how, it will show up. People are so worried up. I want to be, how do I become? How? It's not the how. And I like to give that as a philosophy because all my successes and my failures, I would say if I was more focused on the how I'll make money, I will actually lose more money. But if I focus on the things I love, I'm passionate about, and I wasn't even thinking about making money, I'd made more money.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of science behind intention. There's a lot of science about law of attraction. There's a science about setting goals, and a lot of it is spend time thinking right. Let's go this before Jay. I want to give
Yeah.
this so much value.
For
There's a
sure.
difference as positive thinking, negative thinking, and right
Yeah.
thinking. If you want success, I would say get a piece of paper and write all the goals down that you
Mhm.
want and start believing it's true. Because once that you believe it's true in the subconscious mind, which they don't teach you anything about in school, starts to believe it, your mind will start looking for ways to make it happen. And that's the beauty about the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is a computer 10 million times stronger than any Apple. It will find ways. So if you start imagining, visualizing, and feeling good, and really feeling that you achieve these goals and achieving, receiving, a 1 million peso check every month, your mind will set up these, triggers and intuition that you can start seeing potential opportunities. It may be things that you never seen. So I think people, should realize you have to be a dreamer because people don't dream these days. And I think, and I feel that we need more dreamers to change the world, to change that entrepreneurs are not workers, they're dreamers. We need to be more playful. We need to dream and be fearless. And I think that's what Limitless is all about. And that's what we want to spread as as a message.
Yeah. So since you mentioned limitless, how
Yeah.
you have a course, right? So
Yeah.
can you tell more about it, and what is the best way for our listeners to reach you out if they have a question? For
Yeah.
sure, they will have a lot of questions. This is so
So
valuable. Yeah.
So Limitless is basically we have three public courses. It's called
Mhm.
first one is level one. It's called discovery. Basically understanding yourself. And
Mhm.
people in life are like, "What do I want? Am I stuck? I don't know what I'm passionate about. I'm scared. I don't want more money. Anything." So level one is discovery. Discovery is really discovering that you are great. You're God's. There's nothing wrong with you, but you need to
Yeah.
remember that. So what we
Mhm.
call that discovery is basically learning that we learning it, building a new relationship with yourself. Second is called breakthrough. Breakthrough is basically a 3 day, seminar where people need to break through their goals, their fears. So next level, Sha, and that's basically what we call the dark side. You want to make sure that you want to fly and catapult after. And a lot of people carry
Mhm.
baggage, fear, doubt, worry, and that's what's the biggest resistance that stops people from achieving their dreams. Then we have a third level, which is a 60-day coaching program called Abundance. So any type of these programs, it's not just for people with dreams. It's people who have problems with relationships, problems with their boss, people with even like downline or upline, anyone that has issues in terms, they come to us, they come back feeling better. Because it was never the problem with them, it was me. Because at the end of the day, the problem that you have is never them, it's you. And when I say
Super
problem,
agree.
it's really it's a shift in perception. It's a shift in paradigm.
100%.
And we have a page. It's I am plus limitless coaches. I have a page too. Coach Jon Herrera. Just message me and ask when I have a schedule. And yeah, you can just ask. Our schedule. We have one this Saturday. I'll give you the links as well to
Yeah,
share.
for
But
sure.
anything that you have, I would say that have a problem in manifesting or creating or a certain type of limitation is it's a point of view. And that's what I am plus limitless is about. It's not called I am plus excuses, because people make excuses, but you can only have two things, Jay. You can
Yeah.
have excuses or results. You choose. And if you're right about that, you're always right about your excuses. Because in life, you have it's always making a decision. You want to be that, then you become that.
100% super agree with that. So guys, I think make yourself a favor. So make sure to reach out to Jan Herrera. You will learn a lot. And if you like to join his masterclass, for sure, this really a great start for you. And I think you can start right now. You can just like Jan Herrera said, list down your goals, and that's really one thing that you can do right now. And when you're hearing this this podcast, you can start it
Yeah.
now. So that once again, John Herrera, thank you so much, uh, man, for
Thank you.
the
Thank you.
super valuable lessons that you've shared on this
Yeah,
episode.
man.
Yeah,
If you have any questions, and
that's
if you
great.
have, your listeners have questions, let's
Mhm.
do a live Q&A.
For
Let's get
sure.
questions. Let's do like a live coaching session to help your viewers.
Yeah, this is great. So thank you so much, Jan, and hope you're. I will follow you, your more of you. So thank you so much again.
Thank you, Jay. Yo, take it easy. And your listeners, again, if you're looking for any type of seminar, check out my Facebook page, Coach Jon Herrera. I am plus limitless. Just say, hey, I want that seminar, or I'll give you the link, Jay, and you should come
Yeah,
out one time. All right.
I will put the link on the show notes. So make sure to check it out. And Jan Herrera, once again, guys, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening.
And that it is for this podcast. So how about that? That's cool. So to connect and talk with Jan Herrera. So please do yourself a favor. Follow Jan to know more about his course, and check out the free content that is sharing on social media. So yeah, we covered a lot on this episode, and this is so valuable. And of course, if you have any question, please do let me know. Send me a recording if you like, or you can send me an email if you also like. Just send them over to jchrist.tebes@gmail.com. So that's jchrist.tebes@gmail.com. So talk to you again later, and let me know on the comments if you have any feedback. So that will means a lot. So thanks again. I hope you'll have a great weekend, and thank you again for listening. And yeah, talk to you again later.